I kept asking the question, is there more to life than what I'm seeing? Is there more to life than what the social environment is teaching me? How can I find more meaning, more purpose in my life, in my existence?
Dr. Dragos Bratasanu grew up in Romania in the years after the fall of communism. Although he was drawn to various world religions, Christianity was not one of them.
I saw people going through the motions of bowing down to the bones of the dead, of going up to light candles for Easter or Christmas, or growing up with the belief that you have to go through the priest if you want to go to the living God. But because of that, because of the religious environment I grew up in, I simply refused to have anything to do with Christianity.
Instead, Dragos worshipped knowledge and education. While living in Germany, he received a PhD in satellite-based intelligence studies.
I took the path of science, the path of engineering, because this is what the social context was showing me. You have to get a job, cling on to it as hard as possible for as many years as possible, and if you've made it all the way into retirement, you're successful.
Dragos excelled in his career and received worldwide acclaim. He studied with NASA and was even featured in National Geographic magazine, but he still was empty inside.
I investigated every, or almost every spiritual tradition around the world. Because I had put Christianity on the side, I did not want to read the black book with the cross on the cover.
His journey took him from the frozen ice caps of the Arctic to the deepest jungles of the Amazon. Across 5 continents, Dragos searched.
So I had spent about 7 years researching, practicing, meditating, studying all these spiritual traditions. However, the more I studied, the more I could not get to the knowledge of the truth. Almost every area of my life crumbled. My relationship ended after 6 years. My startup company didn't work as I was hoping it would work, and it ended up with me in my parents' apartment in depression and such wretched pain.
His despair even brought him to the brink of suicide.
It got so bad that I was walking past graveyards as I was coming back from work, and I was cursing the dead for wanting to be in their place.
One evening at his parents' apartment, Dragos decided to pray.
The pain was so intense, I just took my pillow and I cried out to God from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my being. I said, God, if you're real, I need you. You have to come to me because I just cannot do this anymore.
Shortly after, he called a friend in Hawaii.
I flew to Hawaii, and this friend of mine, who wasn't even a Christian, he doesn't believe in the Bible, he said to me, if you have the chance to read something by Catherine Kuhlman, just find the book and read, maybe it will help. I go online. The first book that showed up was called The Greatest Power in the World. I flipped through the pages of this book, and as I read the last row of the foreword that said, if you have not made that full surrender to Jesus Christ, do it now. When my eyes finished reading the sentence, I felt like an electric shock going through my heart, or as if I was struck by lightning. My knees buckled, I dropped the book in the sink, and I almost went down on the floor. When I got up, a second later, I was instantly healed of all guilt, shame, depression, and not only that, but in that moment, I knew that Jesus Christ is the truth. I had no mental understanding whatsoever about what this means, but I knew beyond any doubt that Jesus Christ is the truth.
Dragos then received water baptism.
For 4 months then, I repented of everything I had ever done. And the more I was repenting, the more I was opening up to the Heavenly Father, the more love He poured into me.
Today, Dragos wants to show the world through his writing and speaking that science and faith need not be incompatible.
The scientific communities have spent more than 40 years looking into near-death experiences. And after studying thousands and thousands of testimonies of near-death accounts, Some of the best scientists in the world have come to the understanding and the knowledge that there is an afterlife, and heaven and hell are real places.
He also says he no longer worships knowledge, but instead the source of all knowledge, the one who has given his life meaning.
The only thing that has purpose for me in this world right now is for him to be pleased with me. All I care is that the one who saved me when I was on the edge of the grave, when I was struggling in despair, he reached down from heaven, he grabbed me from near death, he put me on the rock, he gave me a new life of hope, of love, of power. Now all I care is for him to be pleased with me. Jesus Christ for me is the beginning and the end, the Alpha, the Omega, the meaning, the purpose, and the life.